World Wide Web, how's life? I am in such a good mood. I don't even know why. So, welcome to FanFiction Friday. How do you like cupcakes? Was it good for you? Because it really scared the hell out of me. Ugh. So today, I found another fanfiction. I don't really believe in this couple as much. You know, they're not my OTP. I prefer to this couple, and if I was gonna ship any Harry Potter people, it would be Draco and Hermione, because there's obvious love there. Come on, obvious love. So as you can see by the thumbnail, or the title, if I put it in the title, this is a Snape and Hermione fanfiction. Just the thought of Alan Rickman and Emma Watson really creeps me out. I'm sorry if Snape and Hermione is your OTP, but there is a huge age difference. Massive. I mean, what? How old is she in this fanfiction? Oh god, I just read the author's note. Anyway, right, let's get on to it. This is called A Series of Detentions by The Darkest Desire on fanfiction.net. So if you want to have a read of it, go for it. Okay, author's note. Welcome to my first Snape and Hermione fanfiction. I will admit, I never liked this pairing until recently when I read a very well-written story involving them. I would like to issue a warning for content before reading this. There is no real adult content in this chapter, but there will be in chapters to come, seeing as Snape is a very naughty boy. Really? Do you think if it was Snape and Lily, then that wouldn't be so bad? But Snape and Hermione! What's wrong with you? Please read and review, and don't forget to like and check out my other stories. Disclaimer, I do not own the series Harry Potter, nor any of its participating characters. Same here. Same here. And I don't own this story either, and I didn't own Cupcakes, and I didn't own the Tentacle fic. I didn't write them, I read them. Okay! I think this is still an ongoing one, so every now and then you might get like chapter 3 or chapter 4 in between all these other different fanfictions that I read. Okay, chapter 1. Issues. Hermione Granger sat at her desk looking spiritless. Advanced potions. The name was very misleading. How could it be advanced even if Ron Weasley had to make the grades to take it? She didn't hate potions. In fact, it was her favourite subject. Although no one knew. When she first started attending Hogwarts, she wanted to train and be a spells mistress. But now, after 7 years, she wanted to be a potions mistress. She sighed, remembering that this was the second last year she had of potions. You were only supposed to attend Hogwarts for 7 years, but due to the war with Voldemort, the school had been shut down for a year. So this was after the Deathly Hallows then, right? She looked around at the other students. Pathetic, all of them. None of them matched up to her intellectually, and she hated it. Whoa, Hermione, you big-headed bitch! I'm smarter than you, I'm smarter than you. Really? Her eyes drifted to the clock. Professor Severus Snape would be there any minute. But how can this be after the Deathly Hallows? Because, spoiler alert, Snape died! This is fanfiction, it's fanfiction. I just want to know when this was set, you know? Professor Severus Snape would be there any minute. He would charge in, black cape flaring, and demand attention. She loved his authority, but he was so rude and cruel. She could only imagine what kind of stupid wishy-washy potion that they would brew today. A love potion, perhaps, seeing it was just so advanced. Or maybe a healing potion. Lord knew they were hard to make. Why couldn't advanced classes really be advanced? The door to the class flew open, and just like Hermione had imagined, Professor Snape came striding in with his cape flowing behind him and a scowl on his face. The class went instantly quiet. Today we will be brewing the vampiritis potion. It is used to cure vampirism, Professor Snape announced. I am so sorry, I don't know why I did that voice, but that is really going to kill the mood, isn't it? That's what you want, actually. Sod it, I'm gonna keep doing the voice. Hermione, usually one to respect her teachers, snorted. Is something the matter, Miss Granger? Is something the matter, Miss Granger? Snape asked her coolly. With all due respect, sir, vampires don't exist. They are a figment of your imagination, Hermione announced. That is where you are so wrong, Miss Granger. Vampires are very real. Dear the Darkest Desire, there is no apostrophe in vampires. Hashtag just saying, about as real as your personality, Hermione huffed quietly. That comment will earn you a detention, Miss Granger. Now I know it is hard for you to keep quiet on the subject, but please try to do so, Snape told her icily. Icily. Ooh, he's cold. Bitch is cold. Hermione would have protested, but she knew it'd be in vain. God, she loathed her potions teacher. Why couldn't he pick something more interesting to brew? He was explaining how to do the potion, but she wasn't listening. He would put the instructions on the board and she would just follow them, like usual. I don't like how big-headed Hermione is in this. Miss Granger, can you please repeat the step I just explained? Snape asked her, shaking her from her thoughts. No, I cannot, Professor, Hermione told him, but with a little more attitude than she needed. That'll be 10 points, Miss Granger, and another detention, Snape announced with a cruel smirk. But it's the weekend, Professor, Hermione complained. That will be another one, Miss Granger. It seems you'll be spending the weekend here. Now, leave my class. You'll brew your potion later tonight in detention, Snape told her, loving that she would be humiliated by being thrown out of class. Hermione could have screamed. She grabbed her books and stood up. Divination is more useful than this, she commented hotly. She commented hotly before exiting the room and slamming the door behind her. Temper, Hermione. Temper. How dare he throw her out of class? She was Hermione Granger, the smartest witch in the school. Okay, alright. This fanfiction is getting me a little angrier than what I would have liked it to, you know? She's not a big-headed person. And a weekend full of detention? God, she didn't want to spend her weekend with him. Yeah, she does. Wow, that was a lie. She didn't want to spend her weekend with him brewing potions. She'd rather participate in a more sexual encounter. She cursed herself and continued towards the common room. She was almost there when she was stopped by her head of house, Professor McGonagall. I can't do a Scottish accent. Miss Granger, what are you doing out of class? Professor McGonagall asked her. I was asked to leave potions class by Professor Snape, Professor McGonagall, Hermione told her, hating the look of disappointment that crossed her head of house's face. Whatever for? Professor McGonagall asked her, her hand on her heart out of shock. Hermione, you got in trouble! What was the first 7 years of her Hogwarts experience? For making a comment about his lack of personality, Professor, Hermione told her, trying not to smirk. Professor McGonagall couldn't help but let a smile grace her face. Professor McGonagall couldn't help but let a smile grace her face. Grace her face. It was true, Snape didn't really have a personality. But who would if they had suffered like he had? Serving the Order as a spy, being beaten and nearly killed by Voldemort for it, and then after the war was over, not even getting a thank you, but rather almost being sent to Azkaban for being a Death Eater. Surely no one could be happy after that. So, according to this then, Nagini didn't kill him. So this is all legal. But then she'd be cheating on Ron, because her and Ron got together, didn't they, after the whole war? Well, technically it was during the war, but not the point. Not the point. So she's cheating on Ronald Weasley. Whatever floats your boat, love. Miss Granger, I can only assume that you are being punished for your actions, Professor McGonagall announced. Yes, Professor, a weekend of detentions, Hermione told her. You better make that a full day of detentions, Miss Granger. You should know better to insult a teacher. I am disappointed in you. Professor McGonagall replied before walking past her. A full day? Hermione groaned, wishing that she, for once, had kept her mouth shut. Stupid Snape. Hermione trudged on towards the Gryffindor common room. She muttered the password, walked in, and flopped down on the couch. 3 days of detention, 2 of them being full-day detentions. Surely her comment hadn't been that bad. Snape took pride in making people suffer. Why should her comment affect him? Still, she did feel bad. And I'm going to end it there, my lovelies. Not that this has been a very riveting chapter so far. All we've learned is that Hermione's a bitch and she's willing to cheat. I'll see you next week for part 2 of chapter 1. Bye!